Michael Nagy here with Jiggy Jag TV and discoveringbands.com. And for everyone watching, if you could share this video, my channel, and help support the awesome bands I feature. And today I'm here with Mike Evans with X-RL7. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me on the show. How are you doing?
Good, good. It's good to have you. Now, you want to start off by telling us how you started this project?
Sure. Yeah. Well, the project itself, X-RL7, it's kind of a two-parter in a way. On one side, it's an animated YouTube web series in the visual style of pixel art, so that retro game sort of feel. And it's about a fictional band called X-RL7 and their journey through the music industry. My tagline is it's a mix of comedy, social commentary, and original music. And that goes on to the other side where it's a music project as well, with music available on Spotify and Bandcamp and all the usual places. And we've got some amazing guests, which I guess we'll be talking about later. But it started as a game, honestly. It started as a point-and-click adventure game I was trying to make in a cyberpunk sort of feel about a music journalist uncovering various musical conspiracies and interacting with some zany characters. And I started that in like 2017 or something like that. And I basically reached a point where I thought this is going to take me years to complete on my own, and I stopped working on it. Did some other stuff. My band, I'm in an electronic rock band called Mixy One, and I started a YouTube channel with some animated series called Project Anything. And a few years later, I kind of got my experience animating, and I was confident enough, and X-RL7 came back into the picture. And that's basically how it started, and it moved from game to web series with some really talented musicians involved.
And how did you come up with the name X-RL7?
Quite honestly, it was more a feeling than anything. It was like my band Mixy One, which is spelled M-I-X-E-1. I kind of wanted a unique name that you could put straight in Google, which felt right. And X-RL7 is one of those names where it just felt right. It's got a meaning which I may explore in the series, but for me, it's more of a feeling at this point.
Now, I want to ask, all these episodes, how long does each episode take about to make?
That's a very good question. It's kind of hard to pin down because I work on a lot of them in parallel, because I'm working with a lot of different voice actors and musicians. So I never want to be in a situation where I'm stuck, like waiting on one person. So I usually have quite a few things going on at once. I'd say maybe like 8 weeks, but it really depends on the episode, to be honest, and the song. Because usually every episode there's a song associated with it and a vocal talent, and it's all about scheduling. Sometimes musicians who are involved go on tour. I suppose it's worth saying that a lot of the vocal cast are musicians from the alternative rock and metal scene. We've got some really great people like Jimmy Urine of Minor Self-Indulgence, Daniel Graves of Aesthetic Perfection, who you've done some great interviews with on your show that I really enjoyed, Michael. We've got, who else? We've got Rob from Psycho Stick, we've got Nix, we've got Lauren Babbitt, we've got loads and loads of people involved. And some of them go on tour, some of them have other things going on. And I'm a musician myself, and musicians can take their time sometimes. So it's hard to pin down exactly how long each episode takes. But if you put a gun to my head, I'd say 8 weeks.
And how did you get the project known well enough to be able to get these artists on your show?
It's interesting. It started with, because my band Mixy One, I've made a few connections there, I suppose. And when it first started, the first few episodes, I worked with my friends. And when we got a few episodes ready to roll, then I started reaching out to people who I didn't know. And I kind of had a trailer of how it was looking and approached a few people, and it was very synchronistic. It was very, I needed a voice for a character, and a lot of them kind of just naturally I'd go on YouTube and, like that's how I found Daniel, for example. I needed a character and I went on YouTube and boom, Aesthetic Perfection was recommended to me. And I checked it out and I was like, that's really cool. Contacted him and boom. And I think because the series is so unique, and it's not often musician to ask to voice act as well. I think the combination of things, and hopefully the writing and the trailer gave off enough good vibes that people wanted to be involved, and it kind of snowballs. Like when you get one person on board, then it's more leverage for another person, another person, another person, another person, and it just kind of goes on and on. So I'm just very fortunate that so many great people have taken a chance on the series, and it is what it is.
Yeah, it's awesome. Totally awesome.
Thanks,
what
man.
are some maybe artists you'd like to maybe work with in the future?
Oh man, I'd love to work with, Jonathan Davis from Korn. That'd be amazing. Chino from the Deftones. I'm kind of a alt rock new metal guy. That's kind of how I got into music initially. Robert Smith from The Cure. People like that would be amazing. It's interesting because there's one person I was speaking to from a major label, and he was really interested in being involved. But when we talked about the practicalities of it, there was a lot of weird major label red tape, like they can't sing on a song which could rival their own band, things like that, and unless it's backup singing and stuff like that. So if there was no restrictions in place, I'd love to work with like those guys.
Awesome. Now I want to ask, when you make an episode, are you also planning ahead to future episodes, or just focus on that one, or how do you do that?
Yeah, it's a good question. As I said, there's usually several going on like in parallel, and sometimes when I'm working on one and it's taking a while, I will work on some others and then go back and change some stuff to fit a kind of future storyline, little sprinkles of hints of some of the things that are going on. But yeah, I don't have a set plan as such, but I do have this feeling of what's going to happen and ideas that I want to get to. And as the episodes come, it's with that subconsciously in mind. So I do think of it in a kind of subconscious, abstract way. And I have a list of episodes I've got to work on, but I don't have a proper like set plan.
Now I know this is all fictional and stuff. Would you ever maybe bring it to life live maybe one day?
Great question. Yeah, I would love to do that. I would really love to do that. I was thinking, like, especially in the current era of virtual tours and things, that would be quite an interesting thing to do. I think like the practicality, we're talking music or we're talking acting style?
Kind of all of it. Kind of like some bands like September Morning. It's based on that whole comic. She brings it to life on stage, where she's got the music and then the costumes and the production.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I haven't really thought of the acting side of it, but certainly the music side of it would be very interesting. The practicality of that, I'd probably need, because I'm based in the UK, in London-ish. So I think when we've got people, I think on live we couldn't have the guest vocalists that were on the track all at once, unless we had a brilliant cosmic alignment and a big budget or something. But certainly I think we could have the UK guys and like a live band or me singing the songs. But certainly like we've got like Ireland from Essence of Mind is in Norway, Daniel's in Austria, Lauren's in Canada. So it would certainly be a live band situation. It has something that's crossed my mind. And certainly on the live stream sort of vibe, it could be quite interesting. So I have thought about it, but I don't think it'll be around for, a while at least.
Yeah, something in the future.
Definitely, yeah.
And I want to ask, how has the pandemic affected the project at all?
How's it affected the project? Honestly, creatively for the project, it's actually affected it positively, to be honest, in the sense that, my work environment, now I work from home in my day job, permanently, like at home. The office closed, now we're all remote workers. And what that means for me is a lot more time to work on the project. So for me, creatively, it's actually been good, honestly. For those around me, it hasn't been as positive. And I really feel for them, and it really sucks. I would say creatively for the project, it's been good. And hopefully I can spread some more positivity with the series. And yeah.
Definitely, yeah. A lot of artists I've talked to have said this has really helped them with their creative process and been focused on working on music or their projects. So that's cool.
Yeah, it seems weird that something so negative has caused these positive creative things, but I guess you got to look for the good vibes where you can.
Yes, totally. Now, if people want to look you up online, find you on social media, how do they do that?
Sure, man. Well, X-RL7, YouTube is where it's at because that's what a series is. So you can search for X-RL7 on YouTube. You can go to our website, www.xrl7.com. Facebook, we've got XRL7 there. The usual places, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, all the usuals, just X-RL7.
And where would you like to see the project in maybe a year or two from now?
I'd love to see more episodes, more awesome names involved, because I mean there's some people involved that are artists I've been fans of for many years, like Jimmy Urine, for example. So it's just insane to hear that artist's voice on songs that you wrote in your bedroom, or scripts that you just wrote on your coffee table. So I'd love to work with some more awesome people, and it just keeps happening, and we've got some really great stuff going on. So I'd just love to see the series grow, to be honest. More music, work with more amazing people, and hopefully touch more people's lives with the series.
Yeah, I think it's really amazing, incredible what you're doing, because like you said, not anyone's really doing what you're doing with the voice acting with musicians, so it's very unique.
Thank you so much, man. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's a labor of love.
Yeah. Well, it was good having you and talk with you, and everyone, look him up.
Thanks so much, man. Take care, and see you around.
Definitely.